people standing, still dancing when the lights come on. The music is fading, but this is our favorite part. I used to feel like an outcast, but I think I'm alright after all. 'Cause you make me feel like I belong. You like me from me without all of the glitter, and you make me laugh just like a little kid. And all my insecurities just disappear when you're here with me. I've been a stranger to this feeling, never felt so high. Won't even care if you and I come crashing down tonight. I'll let it hit me if I still fret and never you're around. If I'm blue again tomorrow, that's alright. 'Cause I'm so damn happy when I'm at my darkest. You're always there to pick me up. I don't think that I'll tell you enough that I love you and how you like me, but I used to feel like an outcast, but with you I know that I belong. Like it's us against the world. You like me from me without all of the glitter, and you make me laugh just like a little kid. And all my insecurities just disappear when you're here with me. I've been a stranger to this feeling, never felt so high. Won't even care if you and I come crashing down tonight. I'll let it hit me if I still fret and never you're around. If I'm blue again tomorrow, that's alright. 'Cause I'm so damn happy now. Guess I'm gonna stay put. I'm just gonna wait in the background, watching you talk to her. I know this might look bad, but I'm just gonna melt in the background, watching you lean into her. I'm a fool. I just wanna get close to you. Yeah, I wanna get close. I'm a fool. I know. Are you thinking about us too? 'Cause I don't know. Are you missing it just like I do? Are you worried about me too? 'Cause I'm thinking aloud, I'm wondering about you, eh? I don't even know what it feels like thinking about us too? Are you missing it just like I do? Are you worried about me too? 'Cause I'm thinking aloud, I'm wondering about you, eh? About you, baby. I'm going out with you tonight. Are you close to here? I'm feeling down, I don't know why. No, it's so surreal. Think I want you here. Oh, 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 oh. I don't ask for much, no, I don't need that much, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Though I want your touch. Baby, I'm so high. I don't mind a little crazy. But baby, I'm so high. We don't need to go that fast. I need this night to last. So, you were like me, wanna be free like a summer night. I'm feeling down, I don't know why. What an alibi. But I'm glad you're here. Oh, 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 oh. I don't ask for much, no, I don't need that much, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Though I want your touch. Baby, I'm so high. I don't mind a little crazy. But baby, I'm so high. We don't need to go that fast. two of us and we could stay up all night, kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do, staying up all night. Everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be the someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. Be with you. Be Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. Let me be. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you. Be with you. I wanna be with you. Be with So hit me up, you know it's all I'm waiting for. Oh, would you hit me up? I've been waiting my whole life. Oh, for you to hit me up. I've never felt this way. I wanna turn back time, save me some heartbreak. Oh, would you stay for me if I let you in? So secretly, yeah, my melody, yeah, my melody. Would you stay with me if I let you in? I just like the way you are, yeah. All the ways you blow my mind, yeah. People always told me I need someone like you, someone who gets me and someone who's cool, yeah. And I like the way you are, and now I want it all. The way you move, I've been following every move you make. 'Cause I love the way you make me move when I'm around you. I feel so calm, so glad I found you. For the way you move, you wanna make a move, oh make a move. Oh, would you stay for me if I let you in? So secretly, you are my melody, yeah, my melody. Would you stay with me if I let you in? I just like the way you are, yeah. All the ways you blow my mind, yeah. People always talk